What's up, guys? It's your girl, Ms.O, and we are back for another review with me as we review Real Housewives of Rhode Island, Season 1, Episode 1. And I will say, when I think about Housewives and the money that's supposed to be flowing with these housewives, they're giving that. So, do me a favor. As the intro plays, subscribe to the channel because I know y'all watching. Like the video so we can get in the algorithm and let somebody know I'm over here doing reviews. Okay, so we start the episode off by meeting Alicia. And Alicia has a big Italian family. We find out that her and her husband have been engaged for 9 years. They also have a daughter. They're meeting me and seeing their little friendship, mother-daughter relationship on camera is kind of cute. We find out that Alicia's husband, Bill, is an entrepreneur and he owns a lot of restaurants, but her favorite restaurant out of the bunch is Pizza Mama's, and I guess that's the restaurant that is that holds her name, image, and likeness. So she came in and she let him know that she wanted him to update the picture for the logo. So like I stated earlier, Bill and Alicia have been engaged for 9 years. They got engaged when she was 7 months pregnant with them. And while her family is coming to town, that is going to be, and not the town because they only live 15 minutes away. But that was a big topic of conversation on the way to Alicia's house by her family. But when the family gets there, they ask Bill, why can't we have a wedding here? He said, talk to Alicia. And in my notes, I put, when there is a long engagement like that, somebody don't want to get married. Somebody want the looks and the, what's the word I want to use? Or the phrase I want to use? What comes with what some marriage supposed to bring, that security. They want that, but they don't want the paperwork. And what I would say with that is, if that's working for them, leave them people alone and let that work for them. We also find out that another person that is a part of the group, Liz, Alicia and Liz have been knowing each other practically their whole life. So, next we meet Liz. And in my notes, I put her as Scary Spice. And I also said she need to chill on a tanning. I mean, lighten it up. We find out that Liz's husband owns a cannabis business. And he's the king of cannabis. So that makes her the queen of weed. So she says. And we found out that she's a stepmom to 3 girls. She entered their life when they were younger, and becoming an instant stepmom was a lot for her. With a drone shot of Liz's house, I put in my notes, baby, when I think of Real Housewives and the money they supposed to exude, this is what I am talking about. I mean, she live in a castle. We found out how Liz met her husband, and I can't think of his name right now, but they met in a club. After 6 months of being married, they took an ancestry DNA test, and they found out that they was related. Now, they didn't go into great details on how they're related, but they related. And let me describe to you how much money this lady has. She was meeting up with one of her other good friends, Kelsey, who is also a part of the group. And she took her dinghy and drove it across the water, pulled up on a dock, and met her friend for lunch. You got to have money to do that. So now we meet Kelsey, and Kelsey is Miss Rhode Island. I'm not sure the year, but she is Miss Rhode Island. She has been in a decades long relationship with her boyfriend, who also has another girlfriend, and they are apart half of the year. So, from my understanding, January through July, he in Miami. July through maybe October, he's there with Kelsey. I'm not really sure for real, but she has a boyfriend and he's affording her a lifestyle that she's not sure she wants to get rid of, but she wants different things. So we're going to see how that plays out. So while over lunch, Liz and Kelsey catch up and she goes into details about how she's been feeling lately about her relationship and the things that she wants different. And Liz completely understands her. And she like, you got to make a choice. Essentially, do you want the lifestyle that he's afforded you to have for the past 10 years? Or, do you want to fight hard for what you want? It's really up to you. And what it seems like right now is that she's confused. She got a feeling of what she wants, but she not so sure that the grass is gonna be greener on the other side, and she don't know if she want to risk that. And the ball's completely in your court, Kelsey. You're gonna have to figure it out. Next, we meet up with Joe Ellen, and Joe Ellen and her husband Gary. I don't know how long they've been married, but based off what was being displayed to us, Jen and Gary used to have a thing going on, but Joellen liked Gary so much that she basically hunted him down until he became hers. I need y'all to go in greater detail about that because, yeah, I'm nosy like that. I would like to know the timelines. So far, what I'm gathering from Joellen is that she's messy, but she is standing her mess. In one of her confessionals, she said, "I know my mouth will get me in trouble. I don't know why people tell me things because all I'm going to do is tell my two best friends, and I'm going to tell them not to say anything. But if they do, that's not my problem." And it is your problem because you're not supposed to tell your best friends if somebody else told you not to tell them. But I would say don't tell somebody something that you don't want to get out. In another confessional, Joellen expressed, "I know I can be a bitch, but I'm not one." And in my notes, I put, okay, because you just come off judgmental. And I got that towards the end of the episode. So her husband orders for them, which I kind of like that sometimes. He orders the oysters, and then we learn that they are parents to 3 children, a 10-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And godly, that gap between that 7 and that 3-year-old, woo! And then you had basically back to back a 3 and a 1-year-old. That got to be a lot. But we do find out that she is a working gal. She works in aesthetic sales. So basically what that is med spas, doctors, plastic surgeons, all these people buy these equipment. And then she goes into their offices and show them how those equipments work. And that's a pretty cool job. So they take us on a little rundown of what she does. And she says she likes working because she really don't want to answer to nobody. Answer like, where's this money coming from? Where's that money coming from? Because she said it's probably going to be for Botox. So I'm with you, girl. Keep your job, whether you kept or not. Next, we move on to Alicia. And we find out that Alicia and Rosie were going to be meeting up for a workout session, a weird workout session, because I don't know what those little booty bouncy moon shoe things they had going on. It looked fun, but my equilibrium is off. I've been to bust my damn head. bouncing around in those shoes. So just give me some regular Brooks running shoes, and I'll run with those on. Anywho, we found out that Rosie is was your local newscaster for the number one station in Rhode Island, and her husband Rich is a Sinatra singer. He don't like the impersonation, but he got a lot of hobbies that make him a lot of money. He flip houses with his uncle. He DJs. He does his singing. So he got a lot going on there. Rosie and Alicia seem like they have fun together when they link up. So after their little workout session, they sit down and Rosie begins to tell Alicia that she is shooting a segment for her TV show, which is a lifestyle show that comes on Saturdays and Sundays. And this particular segment is going to be showcasing the local business that set up posh picnics. So she said, while I'm doing this segment, why not take advantage of the setup and invite the ladies out and break the ice? So we find out that Rosie kind of has a weird feeling about Joe Allen, and she said she's scared of him. And she asked, do you think she'll be nice? And Alicia replied, no. And she said it's hard to tame Joe Ellen. Apparently, Rosie met Joe Ellen through Alicia, who's in a clique. And a part of that clique is Liz and Kelsey and Joe Ellen. They're all clicked up together. And if you want to be friends with the clique, you got to be friends with Joe Ellen. So it sounds like Joe Ellen is the head of the Mean Girls. Then you have Kelsey, who can stand in her shit, but wishy-washy with her feelings, so you really don't know where she is. And then you got Alicia that seems a little ditzy. So yeah, I'm not sure if you really want to be a part of that group, Rosie, but you seem like you seek the validation of people liking you. That's a problem as a grown woman. That's neither here or there. Anywho, so we find out the issue stemmed from an invitation that Joellen gave to everybody. She invited them to her home, and Rosie overheard Joellen talking to Casey about her, and they was talking about some cheap ass wine that she had brought, and it was $6. I mean, come on, Rosie, you could have brought some better wine. We find that later on in the episode. But the ladies start arriving. Joellen shows up because Alicia asked her to, but Joellen really don't like Rosie. And I put in my notes, she's a hater. And really she's just meant to with a splash of hatred. And as the season go on, I think we're going to understand why she is the way she is because of the relationship that she has with her mother. All the girls arrive. Then Ashley arrived. They get their pleasantries out the way. We find out that Ashley and Rosie are friends. They are friends. They bonded over, teenage girl stuff that 30-something-year-olds still like to do. And then we find out I'm not a fan of The Bachelor. I really, wasn't up in that craze. But we find out that Ashley met her husband on The Bachelor Paradise. They have been married for a couple of years now, 5 or 6 years. And yeah, that's how Ashley came along. He is a lifelong resident of Rhode Island. He's from there. She's an implant and she's trying to find her group of friends. And Ashley, I'm not sure if you want to be with these girls. But anywho, Ashley and Rosie are friends. And we got 2 friends who's trying to get in a clique with some ladies that been clicked up since birth. Good luck. So at this picnic, we realized Kelsey did not come, and they sit around and she was asked about. That's when Joellen was started to stumble over her words. and began to spill a little bit of Kelsey's tea. And I think when she got to going, she realized, hey, Ashley is new. We do not know her like that. And Rosie is someone who is always questioning and asking about rumors. And maybe I have just sparked a problem. She tried to clean it up as best as she could, but not before Rosie turned on her investigative skills and started asking questions. So I'm not sure who asked to play the game, but they switched it. Hey, let's play this game. Never have I ever. And with playing Never Have I Ever, the first question was asked, I believe, by Ashley. And she said, never have I ever done any butt stuff. And two ladies' fingers went down. We had Joe Ellen's finger go down. And we had, I believe that was Rosie, if I'm not mistaken. And Alicia said, if anybody ever came to me with some butt play, I will bang bang them. I'm grabbing a piece and I'm taking them out. Alicia, I feel you, girl. I feel you. I don't like that. So the next question that was asked on the list was, never have I ever had a threesome, and only one lady finger went down, and that was Joe Ellen. And baby, the way Alicia popped back and said, oh, Joe Ellen. Girl, let's be serious. We're adults. Some people are into that. Y'all asked the question. Joellen was being honest. She put her finger down. Whoop-de-doo. So the next question that was asked was by Rosie. And she said, never ever have I been a polygamist. And Alicia played dumb and said, what's a polygamist? And she said, when you have a boyfriend here and a boyfriend there, isn't Kelsey in a situation like that? And Joellen popped back and said, that's a question you need to ask Kelsey. Ask her that. And Alicia clocks me as a person that would have been like, rumors, shroomers, let's get it on. But she said something, and I can't really recall what she had said, but the way that Joellen popped back and looked at her was like, oh, you flip-floppy bitch. That was the look that Joellen gave her. If I can ask her what she was thinking in that moment, I can almost 100% guarantee that she said, you flip-flopping bitch. So, after that little thing happened, Rosie proceeds to tell Joellen that I heard you talking shit about me at your house to Kelsey. And she was like, yeah, I didn't say that, but that don't mean I didn't feel it. And some of the things she had talked about was the $6 wine, which come on now, $6 wine. It is some good wine for the cheap, but you know where you at. You're in Rhode, you know these girls about, looks and money. And you should have just brought a better bottle of wine that costs more than $6. But anywho, and then she also overheard her saying that she was evil and children wouldn't even like her. And that's a little step, over bounds. But hey, that's how she felt. She's telling you how she feels about you, Rosie. So, deal with it if you want to be in a group, or shut that shit down every time she come at you. So Rosie begins to cry. And I'm going to be honest with you, when Joellen bust out laughing, so did I. Because I'm like, oh my God, we are too grown to be sitting up here crying about somebody not liking you like that. Like, you're in a world where people are not going to like you. You're going to have to get over it. So to make things less awkward, and wanting to stop the crying, Joellen said, hey, look, I'm having a 4th of July party. I want to start over. I'm inviting everybody, including you, Rosie. Let's toast to new beginnings. They put their hands in a pile. They toast to new beginnings, or try to toast, because there was no more wine. And we know we're going to have a 4th of July party. So then we move forward to the scene with Ashley and her husband. I believe his name was Jared. And they arrive at Audrey's Coffee and Lounge. And that is Jared's business. It is the second rated celebrity owned restaurant in the United States. And guess who has the number one spot? Bon Jovi himself. In my notes, I put, I like Jared. I like him. It's clear that he wants to have his own out of the spotlight, but creating his own business is taking him away from his wife and his family. And that seems like it's going to be a topic of conversation throughout the season. I also put that I like Jerry because he in the shit with his wife. Like his wife is coming to him, talking to him about girl business, and he's chatting it up with his wife. And I kind of like that. But you could see throughout that scene that Ashley was getting irritated because he was preoccupied. But he was multitasking to me because all them distractions, him calling out the customer name, him making a drink, he still was engaged with you. He wasn't 100% engaged, but he was engaged, which means he was multitasking, which means he cared enough about you and your feelings and what you got going on to still be moving around and dedicate a good piece to you. We're going to see how that works out because it don't look good per the previews. Anywho, I also put in my notes, I see why Rosie and Ashley are friends because they are crybabies. Because for the life of me, I could not understand why she was up there teary-eyed while she was talking to her husband. And it may be she might be experiencing a little bit of postpartum. And that might need to be addressed. I'm not a doctor, but I have 3 children. I've been through postpartum depression twice out of the 3 times. So, nothing's wrong with, talking to your doctor and getting that situated. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, her just crying, the tears welling up in her eyes while she was talking to her husband. Yeah, no. So we go through a Zoom scene where we're seeing everyone getting ready for the 4th of July party. We find out that Joellen and her husband rented a home out there in Portsmouth off the water for the 4th of July party. So everyone starts arriving, and lo and behold, we got Real Housewives of New Jersey's Dolores and her husband on the scene. They have decided for the summer that they are going to live in Rhode Island, see what that's about. And it kind of looks like if Jersey doesn't get picked up, we're going to have Dolores over here in Rhode Island. So once everybody start arriving, the girls congregate in a little area, in the backyard, and they're sitting up there talking. They're getting their drinks. The drinks are flowing. And Rosie and Ashley and their husbands walk in, and they're chit-chatting. Liz, Joellen, Alicia, that whole girl group, Kelsey included. And they're standing there and nobody walks over there. So Alicia takes it upon herself to go over there and greet Rosie and Brooke, which truthfully, it should have been Joellen. Come on, it's your party. You're the host. You invited her. But anywho, as Alicia begins to walk away, she said, yes, the devil in a red dress, because Joellen and Rosie has on a red dress. And Joellen was like, yeah, drunken words speak sober thoughts. And in my notes, I said, honey, I think that comment may be for you. Yeah, I think that comment is for you, Joellen. But maybe we can ask that question at the reunion. So once Alicia walks off, Joellen begins to fill Kelsey in on what took place at the picnic. She said, let me tell you that I defended you. We started off like that. Something going on. I need to investigate a little bit more. Anywho, Liz and Dolores like, hey, rumors are rumors. You ain't got to deal with that. The advice that Liz gave, I actually think was good advice. Joellen just seems to be very judgmental. And that's just that. So if I'm not mistaken, in the scene, in this scene, Alicia was talking to Rosie, and then I believe Kelsey walked up, and she dipped off. She dipped off real quick. I like that. When, excuse me, when Joellen did finally greet Rosie, Rosie did come with gifts at hand. She came with a firework bouquet, and I thought that was really, really nice and really creative. And then she came with a $60 bottle of champagne. I think she should have just left the champagne off because, you know, it's gonna be a topic of conversation going forward. But I did like the firework bouquet, but Joellen is very judgmental, and somebody might tug on that pretty hair of hers. We do find out that Joellen does have some unresolved, excuse me, unresolved issues with her mother. She doesn't like the way her mother treated her when she was coming up. She felt like that her mother was hard on her when she was coming up. And it just really sounded like she had some unresolved issues and they needed some counseling. Point blank, period. So finally, we're at the end of the episode where Kelsey does confront Rosie about what was being said at the picnic. And Rosie tell Kelsey that the conversation continued because I was asking questions based off what was being said. And she was like, the conversation came up because Joellen was talking about it. She brought it up. And Kelsey was pretty surprised that her good friend brought up the conversation. And then we go into the montage of the ladies talking they shit at the end. And then we get to this season. So pretty much that was the end of the episode. We're going to see how these ladies navigate through these rumors and through these friendships. Now these are my thoughts. Rhode Island. Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I'm in. I'm going to see what this season is giving. The first episode was really good. It was a lot of ladies that I was unfamiliar with. I feel like I am going to get familiar with based off this first episode. Liz, I like you. Joellen, I like you, but you on that list. Rosie and Ashley, y'all probably going to get on my nerves because y'all cried this first episode. And I'm not into the crybaby stuff. Alicia, you're a flip-flopper, and you're going to have a issue throughout the season. I can see that. Who else? Who else is there? Rula, I'm not sure who she is. We'll find out who she is coming into the season. It look like she's going to be a friend of. So is Dolores, look like it's going to be a friend of. I like that we have husbands that's not afraid to be on camera and actually participating in it. Overall, this episode, I'm going to give it a 9.5 because y'all opened up the episode with a little bit of drama. But those are my thoughts. If you made it to the end of the episode, do me a favor, drop me a green heart in the comments, have some Discord with me, let me know what you guys thought about the first episode of the first season of Real Housewives of Rhode Island. But with that being said, I'm your girl, Ms.O, and this is what Ms.O has said.